One Church, One School celebrates Women in History Month 2023. One Church, One School recognizes women have a long, in-depth, and expansive relationship with education, students, and schools. This relationship, of course, began in the home and initially grew in the faith community. We could not list these hundreds of thousands of women who have made such great contributions. One Church, One School salutes and appreciates all of them. For Women in History Month 2023, we highlight these past and present women who directly and indirectly have influenced the 30-year history of the vision, mission, and work of One Church, One School, teaching young people to value life and learning. Mary McLeod Bethune, educator, philanthropist, humanitarian, civil rights, and women's rights activist. In 1904, she founded a private school for African American students in Daytona Beach, Florida, that later became Bethune-Cookman University. She maintained high standards and demonstrated during that period what educated African Americans could do. We salute you, Mary McLeod Bethune. Dr. Maddie E. Coleman, physician, suffragist, social activist, founder and the first president of the Women's Missionary Council of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. In 1906, she graduated from Meharry Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee, and became one of Tennessee's first Black female physicians. We salute you, Dr. Maddie E. Coleman. Vice President Kamala Devi Harris, politician and attorney who is the 49th and current Vice President of the United States of America. She is the first female vice president and the highest ranking female official in United States history, as well as the first African American and first Asian American vice president. We salute you, Vice President Kamala Devi Harris. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Onyeka Brown is an American jurist who serves as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States of America. She was confirmed by the United States Senate on April 7, 2022, and was sworn into office on June 30, 2022. She is the first African American female jurist and Supreme Court judge in America. We salute you, Justice Ketanji Onyeka Brown. Mrs. Coretta Scott King was the wife of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She played a prominent role in the years after her husband's assassination in 1968, when she took over the leadership of the struggle for racial equality herself, founded the King Center, and worked successfully to make Dr. King's birthday a national holiday. On November 2, 1983, President Ronald Reagan then signed legislation which established Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Currently, every third Monday of the month of January is observed as Martin Luther King's Day. We salute you, Mrs. Coretta Scott King. Mrs. Doris Fox Boyd, One Church, One School coordinator. Mrs. Boyd is the former editor of the Missionary Messenger and a staunch missionary on all levels of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. She serves as the One Church, One School coordinator of the West Tennessee region and facilitates the One Church, One School partnership locally between Featherstone Semi Church and Lucy E. Campbell Elementary School. The focus of her partnerships deals with test proctoring, clothing for all grades and special occasions, for higher grades, graduation celebrations, special recognition for the entire faculty and staff during Teacher Appreciation Week, and during the pandemic, meals were delivered daily to students and members of the community. We salute you, Mrs. Doris Fox Boyd, One Church, One School coordinator. Ms. Louise Buchanan, One Church, One School, Second Episcopal District coordinator. Mrs. Buchanan has for over 20 years facilitated One Church, One School partnership programs in the Second Episcopal District. Her focus has been on providing clothing for all schools and students in all grade levels, particularly handling the back-to-school supplies for schools, back to school and during school, mentoring after-school programs, tutoring, and collaborating with the Cleveland Intercity Community Partners. We salute you, Mrs. Louise Buchanan, One Church, One School Episcopal District Director.